Sorry guys, production value. Yeah, we were muted. Fail.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, anyway, we were just saying VPpolar lead this best of 3-1-0. Secret to have a chance to bounce back here. Loser will play Cloud9 in the loser bracket finals, but they'll have the long hard road back to the grand finals. So yeah, VPpolar kind of just out late game Secret last time around. Looks like that's unlikely to happen here, judging by the bans. And one of the big things is this Illidan Razor, to me. Like, most teams just don't get Razor. That hero's banned still probably upwards of 50% of games, and when it's given away, it's usually with a very specific plan in mind, just because he's so annoying to play against. But teams just kind of let Illidan farm his Ags, then his Refresher, his BKB, and they just let him go ultra late game. But that's not going to happen here. The Void was removed for Mag and the Razor, and then Secret snap up the Tidehunter Elder Titan, so going to be much harder for VPpolar to take that same out late gaming their opponent approach this time around.
I definitely don't think they expected Elder Titan to be stolen from VP. I don't.
Nice move by FNG.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know he played Elder Titan. I just seen him play a crap load of Venge, a lot of Tree, some Sand King here and there, but looks like he's more versatile than I thought.
Oh yeah, as well, yeah.
All the supports can play Skywrath.
Easy.
If you can play Venge, you can certainly play Sky.
Yeah. So VPpolar, they're up against Elder Titan. One way to deal with this hero is to pick heroes that have a lot of plus armor. So Timbersaw's pretty good. Dragonite kind of fits the bill there. You're also up against 2 melee strength heroes, so going to be a very good game for that Whirling Death. And it's not a bad pick.
I like
it's
the Timber.
difficult for Elder Titan to zone.
Timber first phase is pretty good. At the same time, Secret could go for a Skywrath, but I don't even remember the last time Secret has picked Skywrath. They really don't like the really popular supports in this patch. And he's one of the reasons why Timbersaw fell off, just because he got shut down so hard by Ancient Seal. Now, it's a little bit different though. Skywrath kind of relegated to second ban phase, and I mean, we may see him fall out of some games altogether, but some teams still prioritize him as support number 1.
Yeah, we saw the 5 position Elder Titan still worked. This hero just seems to be getting more and more versatile than what we thought. So, Keeper of the Light for Puppey banned out. It didn't quite do enough last game, but
it did.
They do love that.
It's hard to see the effects of it though. Like Blinding Light repositioning is so what, like 15-second cooldown, 3, 4, 5-second blind.
He set up a few ganks with recall. That's true.
Yeah,
but later on, it's not the best support hero in general.
The Ags didn't seem to be that effective. Well, a lot of times it was like ill times because it was during nighttime. But I mean, theoretically,
that's also just an issue with the Ags in general, though.
Yeah, it's true, but it's still like coincidentally, like you hope like 1 out of 4 fights you get a really good use out of Ags, or you scout out Roshan with it too. But it always seemed to be on that cycle where it was nighttime. I guess Rosh is maybe what, like 8 to 10 minutes. So maybe if you're really unlucky, you could just permanently be night every Rosh fight. Necrophos banned out. Secret run it even without a Wisp. So yeah, I think with Tidehunter, it's Secret's much better, I think, at just controlling the early mid game instead of pushing for late game. And Last game they were kind of forced to do so because they didn't want to push into Chronosphere, but that's just playing right into VP's lineup. Granted, they still almost won the game, but that's not. It's generally not Secret's strength. Is out late gaming with worse late game lineups.
Yeah, when they out late game, it's with a ridiculous late game lineup like Dusa, Double Ravage, Elder Titan support, etc. Secret will ban out the Weaver, which we haven't really seen too much versus Elder Titan as a support, but on paper seems pretty good because he just doesn't offer you reliable lockdown. And after banning the Weaver, they then go into a Puck, who can deal with it fairly well. So it's a somewhat curious ban. Now VPpolar, snapping up the Sven. More plus armor. It'll be the armor strat to try and deal with this Elder Titan.
They need the armor, the magic resistance too. They need the Rubik.
Yeah.
Easy.
Decent Rubik game if he gets farmed versus the Tide.
I like S4 on the heroes that can make plays without their ultimates. Brewmaster, somewhat so, but like Pug, I think is a lot more up his alley. Sven too, Ember Spirit, these kind of heroes, as opposed to a Tidehunter who really can't do anything without his ultimate.
Yeah, his ults were not bad by any means that game, but oftentimes he would just get chronoed and die before he could even use a second Ravage, or had to wait out BKBs, and just wasn't able to snowball. Tidehunter's not really that kind of hero. We'll see a fourth pick now for Secret. They've got one support, still looking for Puppy's hero. And they'll need that Kuroki carry, which, as usual, they wait until their fourth or fifth pick, normally the fifth pick, to snap up.
Yeah, so what does Puppy go for himself this game? That's a difficult one. I'm thinking defensive supports, but Ogre's magic, Timbersaw straight, pure, and some magical, and Sven is a lot of physical, so no real like clear-cut winner, like a, Dazzle or something like that. Maybe like Dazzle Bristle, they don't really like those sort of strats. He plays Venge sometimes himself, which might actually be pretty good considering how often VP picks it. 7 seconds left. Any other supports? AA, he plays a fair amount too.
Straight anti-mage. Interesting.
Man, anti-mage is
good against some of these nukes, but there's always that Timbersaw.
I don't know. Anti-mage is rough here. He can't man-fight Sven most of the time. Like, Sven with God Strength is just like, good luck, Anti-Mage. His Manta isn't going to do anything because of Cleave. Timbersaw chops right through Spell Shield. So I already think Anti-Mage has got it working against him.
He's pretty good at shutting down a Timbersaw, though, just because you can remove all his mana, and at most he just auto-attacks you.
Still,
AM usually has his Reign of Health, doesn't really care.
VP can easily aggro try, though, with Sven Ogre +1. And
Secret don't really seem afraid of aggro tries when they have the Elder Titan.
They should be.
Well, now it looks like it might be happening. They're against FNG, one of the captains in Europe who loves to go aggressive the most.
Yeah, I think his Sky and Venge are really good, too. It's just really good at early roaming and getting kills.
Yeah, they can mess up this AM early. They could also just look to shut down other heroes. The Puck is certainly killable with that Scarith Mage Silence, and of course you want to use your orb to farm early just to get your bottle and basic items out, and then you just come in with the nukes and bring the pain. Fifth ban now for VPpolar. They'll probably remove a Puppy hero.
I think Shadow Demon would be pretty good for them. Just a nice defensive support for anti-mage,
Sets up
but
the Stomp as well.
they really don't go for the Shadow Demon very often, though. I'm trying to think of other things that Puppy plays. He just plays like a random assortment of heroes.
The Marana, but normally they do get... we have seen just a wild Puppy Marana appear with no setup.
Yeah, it's not a great defensive support, though. I think it's a very high possibility that VPpolar will aggro try. And on top of that, they can just put Sven mid and Sky Ogre +1, like if they want to do Priestess of the Moon for another range hero to shut down the anti-mage even harder. That's also a possibility.
Maybe even that Luna that we've seen Illidan play from time to time.
And that also gives Timbersaw the Tidehunter matchup, which is really good for him.
Yeah, Sven should do okay against Puck, but that should be a pretty good lane for S4 in spite of that.
Sven
so then they'd be
has
losing one matchup, at least breaking even, possibly winning the other, and then their tri-lane would be the tough part. Or perhaps they look to try and dodge, throw like the AM +1 mid. Do something unconventional here. They'll go Witch Doctor. 3 melee heroes, Cask will be pretty good.
Yeah, Witch Doctor's nice. It's a nice defensive support. They can't really bum rush anti-mage because of the cask. and the heal is nice for sustain. And on top of that, Death Ward, we've seen that turn around a tons of games. So VP question is whether they want to, if they want to do an aggro try, whether they want Sven there or they want another one there. They could also run dual lanes, although I don't think their dual lanes are very strong at all. Let's see. Yeah, I think ideally for them it'd be Timbersaw versus Tide. Sven matched up. Sven, Sky, Ogre, aggro, and then something versus the Puck in mid. What matches up well versus Puck? Viper, Razor, Band Out.
Dragonite's pretty good.
Yeah, Dragonite's pretty good here.
Also another good hero versus the Elder Titan.
Yes.
And Anti-Mage, actually.
Yeah, he's pretty good all around, and put some early pressure on Secret's towers.
Okay, they'll get some longer range initiation here. Good setup for that Mystic Flare, and it's a solo that, I mean, it used to be that Batrider could beat Puck 1v1. Nowadays it doesn't seem the case with those various nerfs he's received, with base damage and Sticky Napalm not being as effective.
Nerf every which way.
Yeah.
Every
And
which
like,
way
at this
Sunday.
point you could write like a vast novel about the rise and fall of Batrider. He's still a good hero, it just used to be a ridiculous.
So I have no idea what VP are going to do for lanes. I mean, I assume Mag and DK Phobos will be solo, but I don't know where.
Yeah, they've got a lot of options. Could go aggressive. Could run like a dual roam, run the Sven safe lane, just secure his early farm, and then leave him to his own devices.
And all in all, Secret, pretty standard draft from them. A lot of them playing their very popular, well-known heroes, aside from Puppy, I suppose. But even that's not too far away from his playbook.
Alright, we're underway at long last with our game number 2. This is a best of 3, currently VPpolar. They've got the pole position here to move into the grand finals of the Summit 2 Europe qualifier. On the Dire side, we've got Mag playing your Batrider. Following him up will be Illidan Storm Rage on your Sven. Abrain, also better known as FNG, on the Ogre Lil, handling that Scarith Mage, and that leaves DK Phobos going safe lane as the Timbersaw. As for Secret, some very familiar faces. Big Daddy No-Tail on your Elder Titan. We might have a clash early. Simba playing the Tidehunter. Mag scouting things out, wants to drop a ward. S4 the Puck. They might try to converge here on him. Puppy, the Witch Doctor, and I think about going in. Tough to getting close. Leaves Kuroki on your Anti-Mage. So, they actually drop a ward. Can't even see with all these huge dots.
Right next to Puppy.
I'm just making sure we don't miss anything. They're trying to go to work here. FNG is out a bit far. He actually will get cast here as well. Might end up going down as the Spirit crashes through. Like, one more auto attack will do the trick. A little surprised that VPpolar committed to that, and now they're being forced off the lane heavily. First blood, just a freebie for Big Daddy.
Yeah, Big Daddy getting, what, 5 hits with the Spirits? 4 hits with the Spirits, too? Yet plus 40 damage was trying to right-click an Ogre. I mean, Ogre's strong, but not that strong.
It's just odd. Like, you could just wait for Secret to go to lane and then have a really favorable matchup.
Yeah, especially without Timber there. They were fighting 4v5 to begin with. So, yeah, things going well. No-Tail gets another first blood.
How does this keep on happening on Elder Titan of all heroes? I guess the boots first is pretty strong.
FNG is actually standing
spotted.
right next to a ward.
And, well, maybe they try to block him in. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. FNG does have tangos. Not really reacting yet. Now he's going to eat the tree. He'll ignite and turn on S4, but the cast starts to bouncing. The Spirit comes marching in, and Big Daddy goes aggressive again.
Why aren't they aggroing with Batrider?
They have the Sven. And, yeah, they're not going to go for that. Sven versus Anti-Mage, not going to be very good for Sven. Timbersaw versus Tide will be good. It is quite curious. They're actually not going to go aggressive. Alright, well, they'll leave Mag bottom now, feeling like maybe they just can't take this lane any longer. They could go for the Kuro stun. No, not going to bother. Not going to kill him anyway.
So it looks like they just want to limit Anti-Mage's farm. And in the bottom lane, we'll see S4. Yeah, this is a very easy matchup for Puck. He has Magic Stick charges, he has a spam, so he can actually use the Magic Stick charges, he has an orb effect, or a blink, pseudo-blink, so that he can run away in case he gets a ton of stacks. Just easy overall. Much higher base damage than Bat. And he's in a safe lane.
And Mag got dewarded to boot, so they lost their observer ward. He doesn't really know what's going on. Has to play very defensively.
Yeah, but Mag's an accomplished Batrider player.
I'm not sure how much his accomplishments will help him here, but maybe he limits the deaths. We're still trying to farm these Radiant neutrals. Big Daddy already there and looking to punish this. He's going to start beating him down and forcing him off. Hey, out of HP. He's down to 1 tango. He's going to have to go up to the high ground just to make sure that he doesn't get stapled to the ground. And he's back to the base now, so maybe time to start stacking up that jungle. At the same time, good news, Illidan is actually dominating Kuroki mid. And he's got full mana. It's the Scarith Mage assisting him, so they are shutting down Kuroki pretty hard, and they're getting good farm on their spend. And the Tidehunter for Simba, not really the same story. Still doing pretty well, even against the Timbersaw with support from the Ogre. Watch out for that courier, though. Look at it go. They get the kill. Now the turn onto Puppey. It looks like they're going to find him. Witch Doctor has a trade. But a support for a courier kill this early. Was it carrying anything? Nope.
He had the bottle.
Yeah, already delivered it, though. They have a Stormbolt again. Kuroki's Blink is just cooled down now. He's going to have to use it to retreat out. That last nuke will follow him. Almost finishing him off. He really played with fire there.
Yeah, and he has... I mean, Anti-Mage is a very poor bottle carrier, too, so he doesn't really have that option for sustain, kind of relying on bot regen, which will hinder his Battle Fury timing, or Puppey's heal, but Puppey hasn't actually skilled anything at level 2 yet.
I've seen Mushi go bottle anti-mage mid, but
Yeah,
it was
it's
one of
alright.
those games where it probably would have won regardless of what he built.
Yeah, it's... I mean, when you're having a bad start, though, it's
Yeah.
tough. If you get the bottle early and you can get, like, a couple bounty runes, it's pretty good. Mag.
We're forward. They're going to chase. Get the body block off from S4. Continue pursuit. And just a little bit more auto attack damage would do the trick. Don't quite have it. Still, Mag is just getting devastated here. Does he even have jungle stacks to return to? Doesn't look like it. Mid lane, Illidan getting cast up. They're going to rotate S4. So in the end, they decide that Kuroki is just not getting anything accomplished mid. He has had a very tough time against that spend, but we'll look to catch him up now. They'll put S4 here to deal with the beast in the mid. And yeah, Batrider, struggle city for him.
Still, he hasn't died yet. Not so bad. And how many stacks do we have out for them? I don't
No,
see any
no
on
stacks.
there. Yikes.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. It's a tough times here at Batrider High.
Smoke.
S4 is a potential kill. No orb right now. He does have 7 stick charges, though. Not the easiest. They're going to look to make their way up, and just out of range to reveal it was Puppey. Uh-oh. S4 in trouble now. Silent stunned and brought down by VPpolar. Puppey walked here to reveal the smoke, and he was just a little bit out of range. That's pretty unfortunate.
So close.
Yep, so far. But he was that was exactly what he was expecting, too. Just one of those unfortunate, like, 50-unit difference type things. Big Daddy now going to block in Mag. He doesn't have Firefly, but support is inbound. This could end very poorly for Secret if they continue pursuit. In fact, it's already too late for Big Daddy. Ignited, now nuked down by the Scarith Mage. The dual roam ramps up. Don't forget that Secret started this with a first blood. And a big pickup for Big Daddy, but...
I mean, it's a dual melee lane versus Batrider. They're trying to block so the melee hero can get right clicks. It's one of the
cheeky.
downfalls
Yeah.
of Elder Titan.
I mean, they even got good body blocking, but, you know, they can't dive him past the tower. Big Daddy now picks up his Soul Ring, and in good news for Secret, well, they're still farming their Tidehunter. He's actually doing quite well against this Timbersaw in the safe lane.
What is Illidan going for? Is he going for like a Blink Rush or something?
Maybe a Midas? Oh, stun on 2 by Illidan. He's going to catch out S4. Big Daddy's here to try and re-engage. They already lose their puck off the bat, but the heal of Puppey might allow them to salvage this fight. Chasing out Illidan, the Maledict damage. It's enough. Kill secured by the Puppey. So, in the end, they get the Sven kill. Not too shabby, considering how well he's doing.
Sven picked up a Clarity. Something I just wonder about Illidan, man.
So he has moments of brilliance, too, and then just moments of craziness.
Yeah, I can't tell if it's just like, since he does so many crazy things, some of them are bound to be brilliant.
Or like, calculated brilliance.
Yeah.
Puppey caught out, but he does have his heal. Once the silence ends, he can toggle it on. It might be too late, though. Skyrath continues to do his work. They're going to Bloodlust Lil. There's a puck there to greet him. A great stomp from Big Daddy to catch him out. S4 able to jaunt in and secure that. At the same time, FNG will retreat out successfully. And they will bring in Mag. Level 5 now. Just looking to check for stacks here. Maybe for the Tidehunter. And generally just be a nuisance in the enemy woods.
Okay, there Illidan goes. He has the strength treads.
He was probably just see what he could get away with. Like, can I rush a Blink? Can I go for Midas? I need treads.
I mean, I think you do that with brown boots. Is okay, but like no boost is just it's aggressive.
I don't think was the courier in use. I don't think so. Pretty sure he had it. Either way, they'll lose Mag. Gets coiled out by S4.
I'm surprised he didn't just break it and then just try and run for it. Like he was just tanking right clicks. I don't know. It would have been close either way.
Yeah, S4 hit him with the orb after the coil, and he just like melted to that. But the concern here for the Bat is just not many stacks, and they're pinning it. They're saying, go farm your Blink Dagger. FNG. Some Fury pings there. Here we go. Looking for that rotation.
They could actually kill Tide. Look at Tide on top. He's real low.
There is another chain. It's level 3. Sim on the retreat out. He does have Ravage. He's going to blow it. Look to re-engage. That's not enough damage. Uh-oh. Chain off the mark, though. At the same time, they're going to engage on mid. They blow up the puck, and back to top where Ravage was used. DK Phobos is out of mana. He's got stick charges. He's got one chain.
Oh, he missed that chain. That chain would have been a kill because it's a max chain.
Yeah. It was level 3, I think, when he used it, but still it was enough. And they may go on Kuro here. No lasso, though. But they've got that Scarth Mage Silence. This hero just so good for a team.
And it's 1-1-3.
FNG. The style of play that he brings to the table up. Don't know if it matters. Kuro pursued out, but Mag's going to have to go ultra deep for this. It won't happen. Still, they forced out a Ravage, and Timber didn't die. Not too bad. They may jump on him, though. Got that max anchor smash.
Oh, Kuro.
Trying to bring in Big Daddy. It's not going to happen, but at the same time, Kuro is silenced bottom lane. Nuked by Lil. But he's able to survive through this. Now they turn it with the S4 coil. Not the best mono void of Kuroki's life, but it's good enough. They'll get the Bat Rider kill. Now they look for more. Chasing onto FNG, your Ogre. Just trotting back, trying to retreat out. Will he be successful? Not going to happen. It's a quick double kill for Kuroki. Suddenly, only 8 CS off of that Sven, who once was like doubling him up. Now just a, I don't know, 25% lead, 30% lead. And with the double kill. Net worth-wise, he's very close behind.
Illidan's also not going for the max Warcry build, not really the fighter build. I think Sven's a fighter, not a late gamer, so it's pretty important for him to actually get involved fairly soon.
He's very scary late, but it's like the way you get there just feels like it should be different. Casual Stormbolt onto S4, not able to phase shift that.
Testing the waters.
Yeah. How awake are you, S4?
Secret's doing a really good job of protecting Kuro, though. First, just the lane switches to make sure that he'll always be in range of some support and add maximum danger for VPpolar in case they go aggressive in the lane. Uh-oh.
They were ready for that one. Big Daddy maybe just trying to stack Ancients here, but was in position to scout out that smoke rotation. That's what Puppy was hoping for earlier. It could have been 2 ganks successfully dodged, but ends up being still just the one is nice, and well, I'm just impressed by how well this Tidehunter's done in the offlane for Simba. Yeah, he whipped on the Ravage a bit, but otherwise he's been on point. Lil trying to TP out, not gonna happen. S4 there with the silence, kill secured. They'll finally slow down this aggressive ganking Scarth Mage. 2, 2, and 4 after that death, and most importantly, Kuro just being left unchecked now, sitting on 1,000 gold. Oh, he completed his treads. Now we'll work his way towards that Battle Fury.
Simba already has a Blink Dagger too after farming up a nice stack, triple stack.
Yeah, 1v1 versus the Timbersaw. He farmed well in lane, and then he clears the Ancients and pulls almost, not quite ahead, but in terms of his impact, probably going to do more now.
Yeah, Bat Rider's closing on his relatively soon, but yeah, it's not easy. Not an easy life for Mag.
Yeah, with Bat, it's like, what are you going to combo that lasso with, though? No Mystic Flare. It's actually pretty close.
Sven right clicks, multicasts. They need Sven to get nice and beefy, though.
Another stun by Illidan. S4 again getting caught up by that. They're going to really commit to this one. They use the Death Ward. They use the Ravage as well. That's some hate on Illidan. Now your Chakram coming out. The counter initiates here, but counter initiation.
I mean, just the difference between these two teams in protecting their important hero. Though Sven's like behind his T1 and he only gets 1 TP, whereas Kuro's in front of his T3 and he gets 3 heroes there. So it's a world of difference, the reaction to the ganks that these two teams pose. And yeah, without Sven, they don't have enough physical damage to kill the anti-mage. So I don't really know what their plan is if Sven isn't going to get involved soon. He's already behind the anti-mage now, and he looks like he is going for a hand of Midas. There it is, the late gamer, Sven.
They're decent late game. But Secret are much more well equipped if this goes late than they were last time. S4 getting caught out in the river, he phase shifts, and then still that chakram burns, but he's got an orb. Oh, not going to happen. Another chain from DK Phobos. This time, he doesn't miss. And again, the smoke, they've got to be about out. They're going to walk onto Kuroki here. Silence is there. Lil has the Mystic Flare. There's your stun. And can they finish him off? He's low. Mid-blink animation. Can't get it off. That was very close. That is their last smoke for 10 minutes. They have just chewed through them.
Illidan's just like, screw this. I'm molting creeps.
I don't think he's going to be doing too much right-clicking against Secret at this stage of the game.
Yeah.
He is a very random player. I feel like he'd be a nightmare to pub against. He'll just like suddenly show up like behind your tier 3 tower at 2 minutes into the game and try and kill you. You never know with Illidan.
He's been a lot tamer than he used to be.
I still remember when Illidan was playing for the VP at TI4. It was heading into TI4, and some of the things that would happen in his games, like I'm sure it wasn't just him. From what I heard at Starladder Season 9, there was like the team in general had internal issues, but man, he would like get an Aegis and then his whole team would back off and he would just charge up into the enemy woods, die surrounded by 5 enemy heroes, die again. Yeah, like you said, he has gotten a lot more tame. Still has those moments though. That's why we love our Illidan.
They're just giving him heroes like Razor, who you can just run in there. Doesn't matter.
It's kind of like Kavost, right? I mean, just a player who occasionally gets too aggressive, so it complements him nicely when you draft around that, rather than trying to force him to play something that's to be very careful and precise. I think FNG's done a nice job here so far for VPpolar in the drafts.
So they're falling a little bit behind. AM getting a lot. Sure, they got a kill on him there. They limited his farm in the early game, but his Battle Fury timing is coming out decently nicely.
And S4 picking up a bounty rune here. At the same time, a double damage for your Tidehunter, who has the blink and the level 2 Ravage. Those ancient stacks. My goodness, keeping him well in this game.
They didn't even do ancient stacks. He just did a large camp stack.
Well, he was farming this earlier.
He's he's doing real nicely. I'm still surprised DK Phobos didn't shut him down in lane. I think we've seen that matchup a lot, and
it's like 90% of the time Timber dominates.
Yeah, you usually see him get first blood.
Yeah, or the Tide gets a gank. Like that's generally how it goes. But normally Tide's left on his own.
Sven farming up some more newts with his old ultimate.
He wants to use this Midas so badly right now. And if he does, Big Daddy doesn't have backup. They smoke, but they're gonna roam back towards bottom. He was like, I really want a Midas right now. I'm losing value every second. Now Storm Bolting creeps just to secure his farm from a safe distance, and they'll take this opportunity to jump in. They commit pretty heavily on the FNG. They'll get the kill. So smoke, only for an Ogre, not the biggest loss for VPpolar. But they still hold their Ravage. So they can still make more of these plays happen soon, and they've now got the double blink, I believe. Yeah, here it comes for S4. This is that scary window. They get some good vision up bottom lane. They've got their double blink daggers online. Anti-Mage is starting to hit his stride in terms of farm. In fact, more than hitting his stride. Kuro closing in on like an 18-minute, maybe a little bit less. Battle Fury treads. Considering the start, he's caught up nicely with the Quelling Blade, Poor Man's Shield, and Magic Stick to boot. So he has everything he needs to just accelerate that farm curve.
DK Phobos has Bloodstone, though. It's pretty fast. But given he's just been sitting top the whole entire time.
Probably more pressure on him to do something with it, though. Let's see. Yeah, he's staying in there with the Tidehunter. S4 looking for this top rune. Mag will blink towards him. Doesn't have his Force Staff yet, though. And now he gets Coil turned upon. Mag, again, struggling to find these easy openings. He's got a lasso ready to go. He's going to use it on Big Daddy. S4 caught out on the high ground. Finally, your death ward by Puppy, but insta-stunned, insta-gibbed. Now the Mana Void from Curl looking to turn. This Ravage will fly. That caught out too. Timbersaw joining the fray. The Anti-Mage quickly falling, will be forced to blink out. Mag up on the high ground as the Anti-Mage also retreating. Big Daddy chased down DK Phobos. See ya, sucker. That's a Ravage down, a Coil down, and they still... It's a 3 for 2, so a slight win there. For
S4 was so close to dying there.
Kuroki was not that far off either, but manages to survive, gets his Battle Fury, can ferry some regen or just go back to base if he wants, and continue turbo farming in the woods. And they lost their Sven. That's probably the big thing.
Yeah, he does have his Blink Dagger, still as a Stout Shield. I'm not sure if he's going Blink or BKB. BKB is probably going to be a necessity this game, I feel.
I would agree with that. Up against probably the double Ravage. There's still that annoying Aghanim's Puck Dream Coil, which we've seen S4 go for like 3 or 4 games in a row. I mean, it's a long way off, but at some point they'll have some control. But ideally, you'd want to hit that timing window where the Sven has his BKB and Anti-Mage isn't quite ready to fight.
Yeah, still he needs to... Both of these heroes need to get huge. It's going to be a lot of farming.
Who do you think is the better supporting cast?
I'd say Secret is a better one. They have like Death Ward and Ravage and Elder Titan. Those are all pretty nice to deal with.
In the jungle, the mighty FNG get his ass kicked in.
He's died a lot there. I think that's his second or third time he's died there.
Foil top lane onto Illidan. He's going to turn and try to engage here. There's no Ravage ready, and he will hit hard. Can he actually stun anyone? No, Earth Splitter. Bloop. Down he goes, looking for that Anchor Smash. The Mag can't blink out. It won't happen. And they know this Ravage is down, so they engage aggressively. Heading uphill, Chakram will be coming back. Do they really go in further? They're going to try for it. Stomp onto DK Phobos, a Secret. Carefully retreat. Lasso already having been used. There's not much available, and this is where Kuroki gets his space. Just free farming. AFK bottom lane. He'll take a tower. I don't know if it's reflected in the graph. Doesn't look like it, but... Either way, now Secret going to extend their lead a bit up to a 4k gold lead, 3k experience.
So Illidan, no Mask of Madness, no Blink Dagger, just going for a straight BKB. I don't think that's really great for Sven. I mean, you really need to blink for mobility. How are you supposed to catch like a puck? You can't really focus like a Tidehunter. How are you going to catch an Anti-Mage too? There's all these things that the Blink's going to be useful for him, but maybe opting out for...
It's also their only instant stun except for Ogre.
Well, Bat Rider.
Yeah, but... I don't know.
It's not
you only get one lasso a fight, right? Maybe you get 2 Stormbolts. You're definitely going to get a much bigger team fight combo out of your Tidehunter.
Smoke to kill Illidan again.
And, well, with no blink, he can't retreat out of this. He'll get caught out. Bursted down. No, maybe. Just maybe the stun can at least get some counter kills. No, not going to happen.
They just let him out to die so many times now. Well, some of it's just his greed. I don't exactly know why he's playing like this as a Sven. Sven's like a nice late gamer, but they could easily pick like, I don't know, if you wanted to just farm up all day, why not pick like a Naga Saren or something similar.
I don't know if Illidan plays Naga. I don't think I've seen
Well, I don't think he plays Sven either.
It's more of an Illidan hero, though, like you said. Like at least in theory.
Well, he's not playing like he usually plays, though. Usually he's a pretty YOLO player, but he's just YOLOing on neutrals all day.
It's really YOLOing when there's neutrals. What are they going to do? Suddenly turn into Ancients or something and kill you?
He's using his ult. He's just like, whatever. I don't even care.
That's true. VPpolar grouping up near the Dire Tier 1. Problem is that when Secret are getting these kills, they're just not investing anything. So, like, there's no real counterplay for VPpolar. Oh, yeah, they killed Illidan. They used a blink and a smoke. Let's go fight now. They might try for it, but Secret are just sticking together.
Without a farm spend, they can't win. So, I mean, they're doing exactly what they need to do.
There's the Yule Scepter. It actually catches out to Meg and DK Phobos. Then the Ravage. Trainwreck inbound for VPpolar. Unless DK Phobos can turn. They did manage to get the Anti-Mage. That looks so bad. Like, they stomped the one who was Yule's. They also get the double stomp on the bat. Then they get off a good Ravage, but DK Phobos is very strong right now, and he's able to salvage the fights.
He is just crushing.
So bad.
Yeah, that was a very nice Ravage, too, from Tidehunter. I think he hit all 4.
They were a bit on the periphery, but the main thing there is just your Anti-Mage getting disintegrated. Kuroki just... Gotta respect that Timbersaw.
To be honest, I don't even think he needs to be in these fights.
It's not just that he came to the fight, he was like hanging around mid before it too, so wasn't really farming during that time. I guess they thought they were strong. You know, we've got Ravage, we've got our coil ready, we can go for something.
And now DK Phobos leaving a few creeps for Illidan so he can pick up his BKB. And that should be it, I believe. What is BKB? Elder Titan picking up a gem.
They're going to chain up, and DK Phobos is going to ramble on down bottom. They know this Ravage is cooling down for 80 seconds, and they want to make something happen on the back of it. It'll be Puppey who's caught out. Chain through. He still survives for ages with this damn heal. Gets Alphamautic. The cast continues to bounce. He'll finally fall. That was a big investment, and someone canceled their TP while that was happening. Illidan, war crying away. This time he won't get caught.
Okay, he has his BKB. He's good.
There's Blink Ravage still.
He's alright.
Oh, there's your BKB. Caught out. He gets the Stormbolt, though. That's on 2. Kuroki and Simba being forced to retreat now. 10-second BKB down the drain. Maybe they get S4. Silence. And dead. So 10-second BKB.
Man, Ancient Seal too long.
What a spell. Especially when you're friggin' Puck, dude. He's
Yeah.
gonna need a Yule Scepter this game, it feels like.
Indeed he is. Well, the BKB rush paying off for him. They just expect Illidan to be easy kill. It's like, oh, why not? He's been doing it before.
Yeah, I don't think they had seen the BKB. Like, it was visible right as they arrived, so. Also a bit of a good timing there for VPpolar. Which, now you know what you're walking into. The big bad Sven.
DK Phobos going to get an uncontested tower, so I'm not sure what he's getting either. I guess it's a BKB of his own. Does he need it? I mean, he has 1700 HP. I feel like he could get a pipe and not really need the BKB.
If I had a nickel for every time you said,
Yo,
I feel
pipe
like someone
is-
could buy a pipe, dude. I would not have to cast ever again.
Pipe is amazing. Scepter's pretty good too, just so he can burst down anti-mage even quicker.
I mean, the main issue with getting like a BKB now is VPpolar going to convincingly break this game open with that? Because if not, you're better off just saving it for later.
Well, he can also just like run around and do stuff on the side lanes, and if anti-mage's not there, he can just BKB TP away. So that's like some nice part, I suppose. He also won't get caught by the Yules and Stomp Initiation, which is fairly nice. But there's still, like, as you said, Blink Ravage, there's still Elder Titan with his natural order. I guess they don't really have any physical damage aside from Chaos Ward. Or Death Ward, rather.
It's a deep smoke for Secret from between their Tier 1 and Tier 2. They still have that Tier 1 impressively enough, and they're going to make their move.
Oh, they
walk
see the
their
spirit.
Towards the pit.
I don't know if that was a...
Ping out from VPpolar. Seems like that did scare them a bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're going to smoke into the Roche Pit, why send a spirit in there? Because if you just walk in there, you'll notice that they're roaching, and then boom, Blink Ravage, and they're all dead inside the Roche Pit. But...
I guess they could have been scouting for a VPpolar rush, but
I mean, they can
see the spirit, they get scared.
They can just walk by the Roshan and then they get the jump on them. With the spirit, it's something's afoot. But meh, no harm, no foul. Just a smoke lost.
And they have gone for an early gem. Big Daddy finding his farm is always on this Elder Titan. He's actually out farming S4 now. Who is the guy that seems like he may be suffering as this game goes on?
Ancient Seal for days.
Yeah, no Yules. Forget about the Ags. Well, he's stacking for Kuroki at least. Got your double stack of Ancients. Secret.
Oh, it's not a Yules.
Okay, he'll still maybe. Okay, I guess he will get the eggs, but the Skywrath could really punish him. Another Illidan ult. This time it's on a tower though, and VP do look to push in. They'll two-shot the wave. And just one last creep surviving.
Oh, guess he doesn't need Mask of Madness. He has Bloodlust.
Yeah, that's really nice for Sven. One thing with Sven is like he has that really high armor and decent strength, but you build Mask of Madness, it doesn't matter. Like you're always going to be vulnerable to being bursted. At least when your BKB's down.
Yeah, he really needs attack speed, and is where his significant damage output comes from. I guess they can go to Roche, smoking around.
Well, they don't have God Strength though. I don't know about this. I don't think they Roche here.
Well, Ravage could still just blow them up. We have what, 2 BKBs? As long as they get the jump though, the BKBs will be pretty good. It looks like they might be headed up for a lasso on Simba. That's risky.
Give him the old loop-de-loo. Simba's probably not the one you want here. I don't even know if they try to go on him. They'll BKB, initiate your lasso pulls in Big Daddy, and Simba they just silence and ignore. So they get the Big Daddy kill. Was a BKB used by the Sven. And a lasso committed. Not too bad. Perhaps we see a buyback re-engage. There's a coil. Catches out too. Lil and Illidan held out of position. Still waiting for that Ravage jump in. Simba not going for it just yet. As the Witch Doctor gets blown up. DK Phobos.
Yeah,
Beast
what in
moding
the world?
all over these heroes.
He might have not done that great in lane, but post-laning phase, what a beast.
Part of it is they don't really have the best solutions for Timbersaw.
I mean,
Until
he's
the
just-
anti-mage gets fat.
He's taking full advantage of it, though. Like, he's all up in their face. He's, like, forcing out big spells like Coil and Ravage and Waning Rift, and still just able to chuck these supports. And even the high-priority targets like Puck and Anti-Mage.
They're going to clear out the Radiant Neutrals while they work on that Roshan. There is still a Ravage online, and Simba is on the precipice of engaging. Could be a big timing, but they just don't have the team here. Maybe if Kuroki was in position, are they going to go for it? Simba, if you want to go, got to go now. They blink in. Ravage connects on everyone, but there was an Aegis pickup by DK Phobos. They lose the Sven. They lose the Ogre. Phobos barely able to survive that Spirit hunting him. Can't quite do it. At the same time, Mag thrown up in the air. The stomp just a bit mistimed by Big Daddy. Won't end up sleeping him. Still, the chase is on. So they bring down 3 at the Scarth Mage, falling on the Secret Shop region, and in the end they get 4. They don't manage to crack the Aegis. Rochekill does go the way of VPpolar, but they give up 4 for that. And according to the fight recap, it's a 3,500 gold swing favoring Secret.
And they return to the gem. A very nice combo with the Earth Splitter. That's really hard to see if you don't have Firefly. And he just like casts it over the cliff, and then right as it pops out, boom, Ravage. Then everyone gets Earth Split.
Fly's Ravage timings are just so consistent. I feel like I've seen him with like 1 or 2 Ravages or just whipped them. That time they let them get the Aegis, but I mean that was more because the team wasn't ready to go. So if he jumped in early, then
is DK Phobos really the best hero to hold it though? I think if they gave it to Sven and let's say DK Phobos fell during an Earth Splitter, the Bloodstone heal would have healed him, and maybe they could have just turned around and fought with instant respawn on Timber. It's not instantaneous, but it's still pretty close. It's like a 10-second respawn for him.
Yeah, it's kind of a trade-off, because on the other side, Sven, he does not come back with God Strength, correct, when he respawns?
No, he doesn't.
And if his BKB's been used, like he's not very
I don't know if his BKB was up or not. It was a pretty long time, because they used it when they killed Edward Titan, not during the later engagement, too. So I think his BKB might have been up then, and I mean, at least they can survive and not lose everybody but DK Phobos.
Yeah, Sven had a fresh life, and DK Phobos was still alive. They probably could have forced Secret back.
Yeah, especially after the Ravage and Earth Splitter are blown. But
at the same time, he was like very close to dying, and he is quite stacked. He's their most farmed hero, so if he dies there, it's a lot of gold going away of Secret. They will catch up Puppy here with the lasso, and down he'll go to the Ignite, as well as multicast combo. Your Fire Blast, rather.
Oh, Anti-Mage with Butterfly. I'm actually surprised he went Butterfly over the Heart. I think Heart's way better versus Timber, which has been doing, I think, the majority of the damage, because Illidan can't really catch up to him.
Yeah, more of your split push build. Kuro just focused on quickly forcing the creeps into the enemy base and trying to draw VPpolar back while he continues to get big. They'll coil Illidan and control him. He's going to get focused a little bit. They won't fully engage, though. That coil will end, but a nice stomp for Big Daddy. Sets it all up. Now the Ravage. On to 4. On to 5. Pretty much everyone. I think it was actually 5 twice in a row. DK Phobos. Now he's on the run. His chain's off the mark. A rare miss from him. He dies once here, most likely. Hasted Tidehunter strutting up in. He's got a BKB blink to safety. That, Ben, was all done without the anti-mage. They force out a Sven buyback.
And they lost the Rax and the T3.
Oh, they lost the... Yeah, you're... Well, oh yeah, range Rex. But probably going to be melee now. Secret just crushing back.
Man,
It's that Fly Tidehunter.
he rushed the BKB. He could have used it. Or he could have had an Aegis. I don't know. It's... Poor Illidan.
Now picked up a Javelin. He wants to go for an MKB, but it's just... He's too far behind at this point. Literally doubled up by the enemy anti-base, despite that Midas build. Now, he'll get hit by a cask. He didn't BKB immediately. Maldic will come through. Now the Witch Doctor roll. The War Cry and retreat, but that frees up this melee Rax. Oh, no, they're going to wait for creeps. They don't have double Ravage, so they're like, well, maybe we can do this, but it's really not worth the risk. Overall buybacks for only Illidan in that fight, but considering that he's their main physical DPS, it's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Anti-Mage probably going to go for your like Abyssal BKB, it looks like. Generally, that's the build when you see the butterfly first, and he is up against a lot of magic damage.
I mean, or just heart.
Could be hard.
Easy heart, easy game.
If he goes the other build, then the Sven is just gonna get crushed. One
Sven's already getting crushed.
That's true.
He can't do anything. He can't move around in fights.
This Elder Titan sleep that sets up the Ravage, just such a clutch combo.
It'd be better if they had 4 staffs on VPpolar, but I don't know.
Then you're breaking the Axe Coil, though.
Well, it's at least your whole team isn't getting ravaged.
Yeah, maybe 3 instead of 5. It was gonna be, that fight was always gonna be ugly. Our splitter coming through, Illidan instantly losing about half his health to that, and now Chase goes out. He'll turn with the stun, trying to work through Kuroki, but thanks to the butterfly, he's able to survive just long enough. They almost all die to that Sven. Man, you just wonder how different it could be if he had just a little bit more farm, a little bit more control in these fights. They end up losing to Tidehunter. S4 and Kuroki able to safely retreat. Not so fast for Puppey. Oh no, he'll TP out. So they don't take catastrophic damage. At the same time, though, Tidehunter down. But now he's going to have double Ravage in 35 seconds, and then I doubt we see VPpolar taking these fights. And already, it's Kuroki with a DD rune. Straight top lane, looking for racks.
It still just keeps Sven down, let Anti-Mage farm, and that's a very simple way for Secret to win this game. And they've accomplished that. They've killed Illidan 8 times.
Yeah, sad days.
Yeah, sad day for him. I don't think Timbersaw can carry this one.
Last one to Big Daddy. He was rumbling through mid lane, but he gets blasted by the Ogre. Still, at the same time, your illusion's beginning to work on the melee racks, and no objectives taken off of this. They'll take whatever kills they can get at this point, though. That's for sure.
Can Phobos carry with the Scepter?
Maybe.
Maybe.
It feels like he can do like maybe 2/3 of the team fight damage, or half at least, but just these latest fights don't seem like he can like solo the entirety of Secret.
Easy multicasts.
Yeah, he's gonna need a +1. Ideally, that should be the Sven. Kuro will go for the heart that you mentioned. So still 1 inventory slot to go. I mean, we saw Kuro's 6-slotted AM who just dropped boots. I guess there's 2 if you want to do that, but that'll be a long ways off.
With no boots, you can still kite this Sven.
Sure, why not? What's he gonna do about it? Maybe he'll go Batcher. Hope for the RNG Lord. But he also needs an MKB anyway.
Yeah, Tidehunter with his double Ravage, though. That's tough for VP.
It's just that crazy how that one fight mid, Kuroki wasn't even there the entire time. And they still just wiped the floor with VPpolar. That is not a... It just shows how hard it is against the Tide. Like, BKB is supposed to counter that hero. Doesn't work when you get slept by a stomp. Doesn't work if he just is faster than you. If he jumps on top of you, that window to react is like 1/4 of a second tops. Very difficult.
I wonder if VP can actually utilize Wisp. I'm thinking about the draft for the 3rd game. Tidehunter's like a really big problem for VPpolar, so I think they'll probably ban it out in the 3rd game. But that also leaves Wisp and Brew in the pool.
Mag. Trying to retreat out. He's got a teleport scroll, but Mana Void can cancel that, so he's going to have to outmaneuver them. Now, blinking to the left, he'll be able to TP out. Yeah. Looking to game 3, it looks good for very good for Secret here.
The Anti-Mage is really difficult to kill. If they kill Phobos, game's over. Or fight's over, rather, until he comes back with almost instantaneous revive time. But, I mean, Sven is just so useless right now. Especially with the coil upgraded.
He has to come in like super late to the fight, but by then it's probably decided.
Or like BKB a Ravage or something.
Well, that's fine. No BKB a Ravage. They refresh immediately. They've got a second one ready to go. And Secret will push through. Stomp, setting up on the Timbersaw, who BKBs to dodge it. Now he has his Axe. He's got to do something with this, or he's going to have a difficult time fighting in round 2 of the fight. But he doesn't, and now it's going to be difficult. This should be melee racks. They've got the mid tier 3 exposed. Secret could be forcing that game number 3 if they can just clean out this base a little bit further. Puppey's there with your heal. And they go in with the blink coil to start, catching out Abbrain. Then the anti-mage goes towards Earth Splitter, crushing through. That's 3 dead thanks to S4. Good setup there, and now they'll go straight onto mid. This looks to be 2 lanes of racks. Secret hanging tough here in game number 2. And likely to be forcing a deciding game 3. Looking a lot like if they can just get a solid draft. They just seem to have the slightly better execution in the mid game, and
I think
sometimes a lot better.
Oh, for Secret?
Yeah.
I think they banning out the Razor just you can't just like slot carry with Sven. He's not that type of hero. He may be playing it too much like the Razor, I suppose.
Yeah. He had a really good time mid. He got help from the Skyreth mage. He was dominating Kuroki, and you just compare his impact to, like, say, S4 when he went solo mid on the Sven, it's just not even comparable. Constantly setting up kills with the Blink Dagger, grabbing all the runes, smoking, creating space for Kuro. And it's pretty clear that DK Phobos can use that space efficiently. Like, he got gargantuan on the Timbersaw, but, well, just ultimately not the best for Protect 1 carry. They will catch out Mag here in the river. Well, maybe he's caught out Puppey. He'll get the lasso off. Then the multicast come through. Puppey's still at half HP. He pops his magic stick. Eventually will fall to the Timbersaw. Now, they have Secret on the run a bit. But remember, they're down 2 full lanes of Rex. Casual Courier flying through. That's a confident mini Pudge. Or Pudgeling. Whatever it's called.
Oh, is Timbersaw going to blink through? I thought they might try and press on now that Witch Doctor is down, but looking to take out Roche, it is almost going to be a full timer. They know that it has to spawn soon.
Got 1 Ravage ready, double and 50. Don't know if they need the double. Feels like a coil and a single Ravage could well be good enough.
They don't have Witch Doctor. I don't know. They're still fighting a man down.
Spirit's there. They're just going to let Kuroki begin the fight. Chakrams will hit him. It's still enough HP that he really doesn't mind this. Now the Sven stun. Manta dodge by Kuro. Big plays from him. BKB from Illidan, but he's controlled by this coil. Remember, if he snaps it, he will still be stunned because there's an Aghanim Scepter upgrade. At the same time, though, they force Big Daddy back. He's going to find a casual Courier. Not sure if anything was purchased before that went down. We'll check in just a moment. As they look to chase him out. Blinking forward will be your Timbersaw. Yeah, nothing on the Dire Courier. It's not the biggest loss as the double Chakram from DK Phobos will find a kill. Bringing down your Elder Titan. And they still press onward. Now the Ravages. Ravage number 1. Ravage number 2. Where your BKBs at? Kuro slamming and jamming it in. See the NBA Jam music here. They'll be looking for this game 3. Secret clearing out some huts. Going for bigger objectives soon. They'll see a buyback from the Skywrath. Don't really care too much about that. And they'll go for the throne. It looks like tier 4's under siege. Kuroki with buyback will blink past the Chakrams. He gets silenced. Still has a Manta if he needs it. Choosing to hold it for
Did he even hit anyone with his MKB? I feel like he got like...
Dude, he gets Ag's coiled. He's just donezo. I think he got 2 or 3 hits off on the puck. But, you know, you don't really need the MKB to hit him. I think he's yet to hit Kuro once this game since he bought the MKB. And it's not going to matter soon because Kuroki's got an Abyssal Blade.
Or Rapier.
Yeah. He honestly probably could go on. Man, if they threw their way down to the lower bracket by buying a Rapier and losing a huge fight.
No way. I mean, even Sven with Rapier can't even do any damage. He pretty much has Rapier damage with his ultimate.
Yeah. It's more... Oh, he does have the MKB, though. Any damage is useful.
It's just Ravage and Coil. Just constantly
they will find Puppey. Mystic Flare's there. Now they're going to pull S4 back in.
Oh, buddy.
And the gem probably dropping here. He's still phase shifted. He manages to blink out. Looking to survive, now orbing, but they got him with the Flame Break as he retreated out. Mag able to secure that pickoff still. Creeps hitting on the tier 4s. VPpolar kind of just chilling near the Roche pit, but they got to get the hell back and begin their defense. And now there's a Lincoln Sphere on the Tidehunter. More and more solutions just piling up. They have a double Lincolns for the next fight, the double Ravage. Plenty.
What does he need Lincolns for?
Lasso? Well, not for him.
I mean, he's not scared of anything.
I guess he wants to throw it on his teammates.
I suppose so. I think Shivas would be really nice for him. But Timbersaw actually, ton of HP, 3,000 with 21 Bloodstone charges, 8, 0, and 5 from Phobos. What more can you ask of this guy?
Timbersaw doesn't kill buildings. Doesn't threaten high ground that quickly.
Yeah, they don't even have T2s down. Yeah, right.
And there's still a glyph. And there's still 3 buybacks. Enough. Kuro debating. I think he'll just go Abyssal here. Probably wants the Abyssal buyback, but she's pretty
flashy. Be flashy, Kuro.
Radiance. Easy. I mean, you want him to be flashy, right? So
Flashy is 6 relics.
Radiance is the logical choice if you want a little spice in your life. You're literally glowing, dude.
Casual, walk in, do Roshan.
Secret? This might be I think we've seen this movie before. This is that part of the game where they go for the Rosh and then Simba gets a double Ravage, which he's about to have in 8 seconds, and then VPpolar just instantly GG out. Let's see if that movie comes to pass. The Abyssal Blade's inbound. They might not have it in... yeah, they will. VPpolar gets scared. They back down. Not a team that likes to back down. They seem like they're cornered. And there's your Abyssal Blade, along with buyback. 1996 reliable gold. 1996. I remember what I was doing that year. Not playing Dota.
Oh boy, refresher puck too. So much for Illidan and me want to hit Kuro at all.
I actually like this Ags puck a lot. The more I see it, the more I'm impressed by how effective it is.
Yeah, it seems better than Scythe.
Yeah. In most games, anyway. They're going to go look to engage here. Fight will break out. Mag looking for the lasso on the puck. Kuroki still has that Lincoln Sphere on him. They're not even going to bother to try and lasso him. He used his Abyssal Blade earlier. Didn't actually find any kills. Now, jumping onto Abrain, gets the bash, gets the kill. And how convenient. There's a DK Phobos up on the hill. I'll kill him too. Blinking forward, looking for more. Ravages still have one ready to go if needed. At the same time, they'll catch out Sven. They'll bring him down. And Lil hides in the trees. Timbersaw instantly back in this fight. But doesn't really matter. Secret going to push through. Look to make it a three-game series, and it seems they should. I'll clear out the tier 4s here. Kuroki, bigger than God, will blink in, and he gets bashes. I mean, I guess he's the K-God, so he's as big as a God. I'll blink forward again, threatening the throne, as well as the fountain. Nowhere is safe for VPpolar. Go back to the Arctic Wasteland, says Secret. From whence you came. I mean, that's just sad for DK Phobos. What a performance. 8-2-5. He ends this game with 2 deaths, but he was essentially flawless all the way through. Just didn't have it. VPpolar couldn't close out Secret, and now they've got a Game 3 decider match on their hands, Ben.
That was essentially a 4v5.
4v6.
Yeah.
Are you gonna fire shots that hard, or?
I mean, it was pretty clear that Illidan didn't do anything. I don't really think I'm firing any sort of shots here. He died a lot. It wasn't a great draft for him, I feel like, though. Like, Sven generally needs like a partner to roam mid, and it's not very good versus a puck. So they didn't really put him in a position to thrive, but he was so important to that draft that he gets early kills, keeps anti-mage down, and scales as well as the anti-mage so that he can win during the BKB wars, but he just didn't do anything necessary.
Then the BKB wars ended, and it was just the Bash Lord and the double Ravage.
Yeah.
Illidan didn't have it in the end, but the good news for VPpolar is they've got a deciding Game 3. Guys, we're going to take a very quick break, I hope. Hopefully the teams don't need a long one, and we come back. Your deciding Game 3 for the Winter Bracket Finals winner into the Grand Finals of the Summit to Europe with a very good chance to advance here live in Los Angeles this December. Stay tuned. I'm LD. He's Merlini. We'll be right back.